Hi,
How are you?
I am good. What about you?
I'm also good. So, before beginning our counseling session, I would like you to tell about the confidentiality agreement in which I cannot share your information to anyone without your consent. But there are chances where I can release your information without your consent. For example, the first case is that if I am being summoned by the courts, at that time I have to release your information without your consent to the higher authorities. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
And the second one is that if there is a child abuse under the age of 16, at that time I have to release the information without their consent. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And the last one is that if there is a talk of planned suicide or a suicide attempt, at that time I have to release your information without your consent to the higher authorities. Are you also okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so before beginning the counseling, I would like you to tell about the psychoactive drug history questionnaire, which is also called as DHQ in short form because it is easy to pronounce in that way. In this, I will ask you about different types of drugs like alcohol, cocaine, etc. And how have you used it in the past 12 months, and how you have used it in the past 90 days, and how long since you used these drugs.
Okay.
And there are about like 14 drugs in this. I will ask you one by one. Beginning with the drug type, have you ever used alcohol in the past 12 months?
Yes.
Okay. Have you used cocaine or crack?
No.
Have you used amphetamines or other stimulants?
No.
Have you used cannabis in the past 12 months?
Yes.
Okay. Have you used benzodiazepines?
Yes.
Okay. Have you used barbiturates?
No.
Have you used heroin or opium in the past 12 months?
No.
Have you used prescription opioids?
Yes.
Okay. And the next one is, have you used the over-the-counter codeine preparations?
Yes.
Okay. Have you used hallucinogens?
No.
Have you used glue or other inhalants in the past 12 months?
No.
No. Okay. And moving further, have you used tobacco in the past 12
Yes.
months? Okay. And have you used other psychoactive drugs in the past 12 months?
No.
No. Okay. And so moving further, like now I'm going to ask you about like how many days have you used in the past 90 days like these drugs. So beginning with alcohol, can you tell me about that?
Yes. Actually, I'm not sure. I like drink a couple of drinks pretty much every day and each night. But my last drink was like 2 days ago. I tried to stay off it before coming in. It wasn't easy. I also didn't drink the 3 days right after I was admitted to the hospital when I had the overdose. So I guess I didn't drink on 5 of the last 90 days.
Okay. And so moving further, like for the cannabis, how have you used it in the past 90 days?
I smoked up at parties when I was teenagers. About 2 months ago, I shared a joint with my son.
Okay. And is there any other thing with the cannabis?
Yeah, means my son often doesn't use it often, and I didn't really like how much it made me feel. Means it is a lot stronger than I remember. That was the only time I used it for over like 20 years.
Okay. And have you used? Can you tell me about the benzodiazepines?
I haven't used them in 6 months, but was being prescribed by my doctor for anxiety.
Okay. Now shorten the time period for the drug use to 90 days. You can use the reference of a calendar or something else so that you can get to know about it. So it is today now it is 5th June, and we can think about the past 3 months like from 5th of March. Can you tell me about the use of alcohol in the past 90 days and how long since you use these drugs and the
I'm not sure. I drink a couple of drinks pretty much each night, but my last drink was like 2 days ago. I tried to stay off it before coming in. It wasn't easy, although, but I also didn't drink the 3 days right after I was admitted to the hospital, so I guess that I didn't drink on 5 of the last 90 days. However, when you asked me about how long since the last drug use, My first drink was like when I was at the age of 13. I was relieved at how it felt. I drank a lot in my teens when I was partying. I didn't drink when I was pregnant.
Okay. Can you tell me about the typical amount of each day you used in the past 90 days?
Yeah, I've been drinking like a couple of glasses of wine most nights for about 10 years. It just helps me sleep and feels like a reward at the end of the day. I guess I drink about 2 bottles a week, the 750 ml ones, because I have about 2 glasses a night and maybe an extra glass on the weekend if a friend.
Okay. So moving further about the cannabis, can you tell me about the number of days used in the past 90 days?
Yeah, I smoked up at parties when I was teenager, and about 2 months ago I shared a joint with my son.
Okay. And the next one is how long since you used these drugs?
Uh, well, I smoked up at the party when I was a teenager, and last month, as I told, I used it with my
Okay.
son.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And can you tell me the amount that you used in the past 90 days
yeah,
for these
my
drugs?
son actually he doesn't like it to do it often, and I also don't really like how it makes me feel. So it is a long stronger than I remember. That was only time I used it for like 20 years.
Okay. Can you tell me about the benzodiazepines in the past 90 days and how long since last drug use?
Yeah, I haven't used them in 6 months, but I was being prescribed by my doctor for anxiety.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to tell me about the benzodiazepines?
Yeah, actually, I guess that the doctor prescribed me like 1 mg tablets, and I took it at least 2 times a day.
Okay. And the next one is the prescription opioids. Like, how have you used it again in the past 90 days?
Yeah, actually, this is a quite embarrassing story, but I took what I thought were Percocets and had an overdose because they were laced with fentanyl. That was about a month and a half ago. That is the last time I used them. I used to get them from neighbors or friends. I guess before that, I probably took them about 10 times in the last 3 months, so I guess 10 times out of 90 days.
Okay. Can you tell me like how long since you used these drugs?
Yeah, I started using them after my accident and sort of went back to them when I was having a tough time.
Okay. Can you tell me the amount that you used in the last 90 days?
Yeah, it is hard to say that what was my typical use because I started to get them from a friend and the dosage was different. I guess they weren't always real perks because then I overdosed. But usually I took 2 or 3 of the 5 mg ones each time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving next there are about only a few left. The next drug is over-the-counter codeine preparations. Can you tell me about that in the past 90 days?
Yeah, for sure. I have used Tylenol 1S for migraine in the past, and then they weren't strong enough actually. I guess I haven't had them in the last 90 days though. Lately, I have been trying to manage with extra strength Advil and cold compresses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me like how long since you used these drugs? Last used these drugs?
Yeah, I drink about half or a whole bottle some days. I started using cough syrup with codeine because it feels like it takes the edge off. But now I think I have some psychologically dependent on it, like
Can you tell me the amount that you used each
yeah.
last day in the past 90 days?
Yeah, I drink about a half or whole bottle some days. Bottles are 6 ounces. I probably take it about 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 30 times in the last 3 months.
Okay. So the last one is tobacco. Can you tell me about it in the past 90 days?
Yeah, I've been a daily smoker for 35 years and I have tried to quit or cut down in the past.
And can you tell me like how long since you used this drugs and the amount that you used in the past 90 days?
Yeah, I smoke a pack of regular Doom or Air. A pack means a day, which is 25 pack. Last smoke was means right before when I came in. I didn't smoke in the hospital though, so I guess I have 2 days there where I didn't have in the last 3 months.
Okay, so these were the drugs and I have got your information. I will get to know about all this. And thank you for
Okay,
giving me
thank
this
you.
information.